Hey guys, it is Sierra here and I am back with another video, and this video, as promised, is about my new routine from Skinscript. So I'm gonna not necessarily go into Skinscript as a brand overall, but I am gonna go into their hyperpigmentation post-peel skincare routine, and if you want to see what it all entails, then stay tuned and keep watching. I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you right off the bat, who is this for? Like, who's gonna want to purchase this? Who's gonna want to use this? What are your concerns? So for people who are concerned about hyperpigmentation, post-peel, and specifically their peel, if you want me to talk more about Skinscript peels, because I do have them, please put a comment peel and I will do a video on their peels. So the Skinscript peels, and then aging or dehydrated skin, that's somebody who's definitely going to want to be interested in this routine. If you have mild acne, it could benefit you as well, but those are like the main targeted groups. So once again, hyperpigmentation, post-peel, and aging dehydrated skin. All right, what should I know? Okay, so if you do qualify and fall into those categories and you want to purchase it, this routine has a lot of active acids. And the main acids that are the theme is retinol and glycolic. So just to pull some out, and you get the routine in this baggie here. So just to pull some things out, like they have the glycolic cleanser, the retinol, it's a 2% exfoliating mask, and then also the glycolic and retinol pads that also have kojic acid and arbutin. And then I would say this is somewhat of an active, it's the vitamin C cream. So it has vitamin C, which is a bit of an active, so something to keep in mind. With all of that being said, SPF is a must. You cannot go outside without it, which is a great thing because the kit provides you with an SPF to wear. So that's not something that you have to worry about, but something to keep in mind. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and just get into what it all includes. As you just saw, I pulled out some things already, but I'm gonna go from cleansing, toning, and everything that you're gonna be using. So I'm gonna take it out the little baggie that you saw, and I'm gonna include also something that I purchased with the kit. Alrighty. Oh, and I'll show you guys too the sample that it came with. That was pretty important too, so I'll move that out the way. All right, so the first thing you're gonna get is a green tea citrus cleaner. Yeah, green tea citrus cleaner. You can use this every day. It has grapefruit, lemon, and yucca. This, of course, when you deal with citrus, is there to promote radiance, a glow. You're getting a little bit of that, vitamin C. And so this is something that you're going to use every single day to cleanse your face day and night. And I thought this was, it's a really pleasant cleanser. It has a really nice smell to it. It's very nice in the morning, very refreshing. And I've enjoyed really using this. The next thing you're going to be using is the glycolic cleanser. Now this is only in 2 fluid ounces of this. The glycolic cleanser has, of course, glycolic acid, arbutin, malic, and tartaric acid. So once again, this is helping with cellular debris, turning over the skin, and it wrote on the cleanser that this anti-aging and blemish control cleanser encourages rapid cellular turnover to reveal fresh, healthy skin while releasing trapped oil beneath the surface of the skin. Now, in their routine, when you look them up online, it did say that you definitely would not use this every day, hence why the size is so small. This is something that you would use maybe 2 to 3 times a week. And of course, it talks about limiting sun exposure, and because you don't want to catch a sunburn, so SPF when you're using this. And yeah, that's something that you definitely have to do, because as I go on, you're gonna see the other things you're gonna use in conjunction with this. So yeah, so these are the 2 cleansers that you're gonna be using in this routine. The next thing is a toner, which is very nice, very refreshing. It's their Cucumber Hydration Toner, and it has heavy water and hyaluronic acid. So this toner plumps, delivers deep moisture to the skin. It has omega-6 essential fatty acids to calm the skin. I have used this, and it can be a little tingly on the skin, and then use this after. It's very, very nice. And it's just a basic overall, you know, just a basic toner, something that really just keeps your skin very nice and calm. Alrighty, and then, so these are the next products I'm gonna show you guys are the more active, so the more, I would say the more treatment products. And the first one is going to be retinol. The retinol 2% exfoliating scrub mask. So this has kojic and malic acid. Once again, it helps to get rid of that cellular debris or resurfacing the skin. And the kojic acid, of course, is going to help with pigmentation and helping with evenness of the complexion. So pretty much this scrub is has some jojoba beads, but it is there to break up blackheads, clogged pores, and while kojic lightens age spots and scars left behind from blemishes. So this is something that you're going to use. You're going to use this a couple times a week. And then when you use this, you do not use this. You separate the two, but you use it for about, you massage it into the face, neck, and chest. You allow it to dry, and then you'll leave it on your skin for about 10 minutes. That's what the routine calls for. And of course, I always tell people, you know, 10 minutes, that's generous. If you're feeling like it's too tingly, then, you know, if you can leave it on 1 or 2 and then wash it off, you're still gonna get some benefit from using the treatment. So yes. All right, and then the next one that we have here is, once again, glycolic and retinol, and it has skin brightening with kojic acid and arbutin. This is something that they encourage you to use on the face, neck, and the chest. Now, I will say this personally, that I have found over the years that my chest has been way more sensitive than my face. And I have tried to use products like this on my chest, and I cannot do it. So for me, I can't do this on my chest. It was like my chest was so sensitive, and it got red and super irritated, and it just didn't work out. So it's not just necessarily this, but other like acids that say are safe to use on the chest, I cannot use them. So yeah, but I do use this on my face and my neck. And once again, this helps to lighten spots and, you know, lift pigment that we're trying to get rid of. And once again, it talks about using this 3 to 4 times a week, only at night in lieu of a toner. So you're not using this every day, just a few times a week. And you want to definitely, once again, sunscreen. All right, now let's go ahead and get into the moisturizers. So there's a treatment moisturizer, and then something that of course is gonna help with hydration. So for the nourishing, I can't talk today. The Citrus Seed Nourishing Cream with citrus stem and green white tea complex. So this is something that is there to help improves your skin immunity, so skin health, overall affects more radiant, smooth, and healthy skin. So of course, as you're getting ready to peel back those layers with the retinol and glycolic, This is once again going to help with smoothing, texture, brightening, evenness. So that's the treatment. And this is once again a part of the routine. Is something that you use this first, and then if you need more hydration, then you can use the moisturizer. But typically in the treatment, they recommend that at night. But I will pull it up and we'll go more into it as I explain. And then the next moisturizer is the Cactine Balancing Moisturizer with cactus, olive, and bisabolol. I believe that's how you pronounce it. But this moisturizer, it has the healing products of prickly pear, cactus, and fatty acids and olive oil. It says the bisabolol acts as an anti-inflammatory to soothe irritated and or sensitive skin, and it also helps balance out the lipids with and water with the healing properties. So this sounds a lot like, you know, transepidermal water loss, helping to prevent that, keeping things hydrated, because as you can see, a lot of the routine is very retinol, glycolic, kojic, arbutin, very heavy in the acids. So you definitely are going to want a moisturizer that's very healing, very soothing to the skin, that's going to bring that balance as you're taking things off. And that is very important. And then the next thing that they give you is the Sheer Protect SPF with 13.5 zinc oxide, UVA, UVB, broad spectrum. It's light, comfortable, and protects you against the sun. They made it very clear, I believe, on their website that, you know, this is something that you are going to have to make sure you apply. And it's a very, in my opinion, it's a light sunscreen, but we'll get more into that later. So I use this on days where I'm not gonna wear makeup? Yes, but as you guys know, I'm a super goop girly, so I do use my super goop, you know, on days where I am gonna wear a little bit of makeup and, you know, what I have going on. So that completes the entire routine, and now we're gonna go in and talk about why I decided to purchase it and my experience. Okay, so what made me purchase this kit? So number one, as a melanated person, I deal with hyperpigmentation. I get breakouts. Whether I pick them or not, I'm left with a mark or scar. And of course, I'm, you know, 35. I want to focus more on anti-aging. I don't necessarily get a lot of breakouts. I don't get a lot of, you know, active acne, but on occasion I do. And especially they're more, at this point in my life, hormone related. So, you know, they attach to my period and, you know, other hormones that are changing in my body. So this kit appealed to me, and I thought, you know, this would be a great one to try, especially since, you know, from a consumer perspective, since I have experience with using Skinscript from a professional perspective. So I'll say that's what kind of made me want to try it. I'm always looking to keep my skin very smooth, very even, and deal with pigmentation. Plus, to be completely honest, the smells, the packaging, everything is just very clean, very fresh, and that was also very appealing to me. Using Skinscript is known for, you know, providing the best of ingredients, and everything is very fresh. You know, I love that they also do, you know, seasonal skincare, which shows that they use the best of the best, and they don't try to, you know, keep things around that don't serve the line. They're always coming up with new things. So that's pretty much what led me to them. And yeah, that's what led me to choose this. So my experience with the products is that I definitely felt that they were working. You know, a lot of us, even before I became an esthetician, you know, we love the tingle. And using this line, this skincare routine, you're definitely gonna feel that. I mean, the main thing that you've heard me say multiple times throughout every product is glycolic acid, retinol, arbutin, kojic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid, a lot of acid. So you're definitely going to feel that activity. Especially for me, the product that packed a big punch was this little guy, the glycolic cleanser. Yeah, it was very, you know, when I used it, I was like, ooh, like I could definitely feel a little stingle. I call a little tingle with a little sting. So you could definitely feel it with that. And in terms of my pigmentation and things that I use to help with that, I'll be completely honest. When it came down to everything, if they said for some reason I could never purchase the entire kit again, but I can only do things individually, this is probably my number one go-to of things that I would purchase. When it comes to helping with pigmentation, lifting pigmentation, this is no joke. It really, really works. And just using these things really boosts the effectiveness of this. I mean, this is a very harmonious, well thought out routine. Every product, in my personal opinion, was a complimentary product. And I'll say that when I looked at it, it was like, wow, retinol, retinol, retinol. I'm like, am I gonna get irritated? Am I gonna get dry? Because as a person of color, you know, people think that, oh, you know, if you're darker, you can, you know, take a lot of product. No, like there are people who have deeper tones and deeper, you know, that are darker that still, you know, their skin can't handle it. It can be sensitive and very reactive to things. But in using these products, I didn't feel like my skin dried out. I felt like I was still hydrated and balanced. You know, this is a lot of exfoliation. This is a lot of taking off. So definitely something that, you know, you can feel that your skin is becoming a little intense. But what I do appreciate is that take a break. Even if you don't do the pads and the glycolic mask, you know, the retinol scrub, still use like those moisturizers, the vitamin C. And then when you feel like you're ready to step back into it again, you can. But like my experience wanting it for hyperpigmentation, keeping the skin smooth, youthful, that's why I was interested in it. As I continue to use it, I definitely could feel like, you know, my cheeks, they felt it was more active in those areas where I noticed I have a lot of pores. So nose, a little bit in the cheeks, I could really feel it being a bit more active. And so of course, once again, making sure I use my SPF, keeping my skin protected. My skin, for the most part, it feels balanced, you know, like I said, doing a lot. I don't feel dried out. Everything feels very good and balanced. And what I would also say is that those moisturizers really help to keep hyperpigmentation at bay. Like for example, the nourishing cream, the citrusy nourishing cream, very, very nice. It's a nice, really just cream. You apply it, you don't need a lot. I mean, and what's very effective about this product is the pumping system. It pumps you enough. I noticed that when I would pump the moisturizer versus this, the moisturizer would pump out more than this particular product. So it almost feels like they gauge it when they make it. So, you know, you're not gonna do more than what you're supposed to if you follow, you know, how it pumps out. And then I would also say that using these pads to me also helps all these moisturizers to be able to penetrate a lot deeper. So you know, using that and then being able to put that vitamin C, you really feel, you know, it's definitely sinking. The moisturizer is not sitting there, it's sinking in deeper. And that's why I say this routine is a very cohesive, like every product is working together. It's not just like a random, oh, whatever, we just threw this in to, you know, I don't know, it felt more intelligent than things that I've used in the past, because I've bought other routines and to me it was kind of like, oh, okay, I could have did without this, I could have did without that. but I definitely feel that as I have used everything in its entirety, I don't necessarily know if I would want to split any of these up or say, you know, I don't have to have this. I think that everything works just together harmoniously. And there were one product that I purchased that was not included in the kit. And then one they gave me as a little sample, which is their raspberry peach enzyme, which is very lovely and nice. So if you want to do like a little treatment on yourself, a little mask, you can definitely do this. Very, very nice. Helps to get rid of those dead skin cells. Just another form of exfoliation, and it was great. And the one that I purchased myself was the triple peptide eye cream. So of course this is something that helps to revitalize, brighten the eye area. And what I really liked about this is that their particular eye cream has something that's called Synchro Life. It protects the eyes from excessive blue light exposure from cell phones and computers. And it says, and it helps to, there's these other things, it's called eye serum and Syncol rejuvenate and revitalize the eye. Words, child, words. Okay, so as someone who uses a lot of devices, I'm looking at a device, camera, everything, having something like this I wanted to add, and let me say, has not disappointed at all. So, you know, that was my experience overall, was that it balanced my skin. Did I feel that a little activity by using it? In the beginning I did. And then I felt like my skin was gradually becoming more adjusted to it. But I definitely feel that it was effective. I had breakouts and blemishes, and the pigment definitely lifted. And of course, you know, as you go, you still get breakouts, but that pigmentation, it doesn't hang out the way that it used to. So this for me was definitely a great decision. And I also feel that, you know, around the eye area is a lot smoother. It's just really a great line. Alrighty, so I went ahead and pulled up the Skinscript website, and it says this is what it gives you about it's the Hyperpigmentation pre-post peel kit. It says skin pigmentation, dark spots or patches can be caused by many things, from UV exposure, the after effects of a breakout, or hormones. This kit will provide your clients with some home care tools to refine and lift pigmentation for healthy glowing skin. Active botanicals of grapefruit, lemon, and yucca cleanse and brighten. Powerful alpha and beta hydroxy acids join forces with natural lighteners to deliver lightening results. Potent antioxidants, green tea, and vitamin C restore healthy skin and fight the signs of aging. It also talks about the fact that the kit for all of this is $120. It's $120.50. In my opinion, for the results and everything I got, it's worth the value. They do offer other kits. They have kits for oily skin, more blemish prone skin, dry skin, sensitive skin. But to me, if your concerns are what my concerns are, this really is the kit to try. And once again, it breaks everything down. So it says for the AM, the green tea cleanser, the glycolic cleanser, you're only going to use that, the glycolic cleanser, use two to three times per week to replace the green tea cleanser. So, you know, if you use that Monday, Tuesday, then on Wednesday, you know, you'll use the glycolic and not the green tea. So you kind of break it up. And then for the exfoliate, the retinol 2% exfoliating scrub, use that 2 to 3 times per week in the morning. And then for the tone, you use the glycolic and retinol pads, use 2 times per day directly on pigment until lifted. So keep using it until you see that pigment lift. And then it says toner, you use the cucumber toner in lieu of the glycolic and retinol pads for hydration. You can treat with the Citrus C Nourishing Cream and then hydrate with the Cactine Balancing Moisturizer, and then of course your SPF. Then at nighttime, the green tea cleanser,
The glycolic and retinol pads used 2 times per day directly on pigment until lifted. And then the citrus seed nourishing cream, and then the hydrate cactine balancing moisturizer. So what I love is like, this is it. Everything you need is right here. You know, you don't have to supplement anything. Of course, like I said, I needed an eye cream because the one that I have was running out. So this is what I use. I would recommend adding it, but that's what I use. And like I said, I have really enjoyed using these products. And then, like I said, it gives you some important things. It says what it talks about how this is going to work when using this in conjunction with glycolic and lactic peels, or salicylic and TCA, which I think is really, really nice and important. And I just think it's an overall great kit. I think they're a great company, and definitely worth the purchase. I believe if you want to purchase any products from them, you have to sign up. And then they also have Skinscript Pros that they will list on their website that you can find in your area, and also find out where you can purchase products from them. But yeah, so these are my thoughts on the Skinscript Hyperpigmentation skincare routine. I want to do another video talking more from a professional side of things, and how I've experienced using them in the treatment room. That video will be coming out soon, but I would definitely tell anyone who's looking for something that's very just nice, affordable. It has good quality ingredients. And what I love about Skinscript is that this was a company that was made by estheticians. It was made by somebody in skincare. They have a really great mission, and it's to provide great products and education to estheticians. It's for estheticians, by estheticians. But because it's made by someone who has such incredible knowledge, you all are going to benefit. And like I said, anybody who I've done a facial on, or, has used the products, they love it. They love it, and they think it's a great line. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. I really hope you guys found this beneficial, me talking about Skinscript, and definitely check them out. I'll put more information about everything in the description below. And have a great and happy Friday, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.